Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to the Straight Talk Vermont show. I'm Bruce Wilson. Before I talk to my incredible, wonderful guests, I want to give you an update on the events that we're going to have this year in 2026, starting in March. And I'm going to go as fast as I can. Well, fast you can understand it, but you'll be able to get on our artsowonderful.com website. It's coming up soon. We just kind of get it all tweaked out. And our technology director, Teddy, is putting it together. So but he's got to get all the information. So this is what I got right here. So March 14th, and it's going to be Know Your Rights, and our community partners will be doing tabling at this. The goal is to provide service to individuals on site and the best they can. Like you just don't sit there and get a appointment. They're going to actually sit down and see if they can talk to you and help you. And so snacks going to be at that event, and all these events are going to be except for the mural is going to be at the Contours Auditorium. March 28th. Reggae takes over City Hall. Reggae takes over City Hall. Free live performance from the best reggae artists in Vermont. Snacks and refreshments will be at this event. Then April 20th, hip hop takes over City Hall. Free live performance from the best hip hop artists in Vermont. Snacks and refreshments will be, 420 is like 420, baby. Little chronic smoking.
You said April 20th?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's 420, baby. And
I want to bring my kids, so.
You for your kids? Hell no. All these events are going to be free.
Yeah,
So they
great.
can be on. And then so May 23rd, Rock Takeover City Hall. Free live performance from the best rock artists in Vermont. Snacks will be provided. Free. Everything's going to be free. June 19th to Juneteenth, baby. Freedom. It's going to be we have two murals from 2024 and 2025 from that's on Aches Place in Thornton Way Lane between Aches and Red Square. All those murals around the corner is Art So Wonderful. And we have two murals there from 2024 and 2025, so 2026 is coming up, and we're going to have another mural put there. And then it said, and then we have another one put up at the Community Bank drive-through. The Community Bank drive-through is across from City Hall Park. A lot of people who are economically challenged, who are homeless, who didn't have a place to live, and people who are just maybe on drugs will go in that area and they just packed it up, and it's like their place. So we're gonna go in there, my team, and we're gonna talk to them, and we're gonna figure out what mural that they want to design and put up on that wall, and they're gonna help do it. The bank president at Community Bank already told me it's a green light, go ahead, he'll help fund it. And so it's also it's gonna be free outdoor. It's a free outdoor music and snacks gonna be at this event too. Plus we're gonna supply all the paints and supplies. Need nothing that's come with your mind. And then before that, we're gonna design it and together. People who hang out there, we go to the library, I get a room or something, and we're gonna design what that place should look like. I have my one people put on some type of design where we can draw on it and figure out what we're going to put on the walls. That's one of my biggest things. I love these type of things, because what happened for me when I do this type of thing, you get somebody who's economically challenged, homeless, and maybe on drugs, who lives back there. They only need is help. They need this self-esteem built too as well. Like we all need our self-esteem built every day. And so what's going to happen is that I know for a fact, because I've been doing this Art So Wonderful, been around since 2001, 2003 officially, and I've been doing this and working with cognitive programs, Straight Talk Vermont, and all the things I've done with the individuals who's probably was in that situation. They always want to do more. I know they're gonna come in. When can we go do a next mural? When can I want to perform at the one of the concerts? That's how I sing. And so that's what we want to do. We want to get them out of where they are and bring them to the level where they want to be. Wherever they want to do, we're gonna help them. Art So Wonderful and Straight Talk Vermont and all of our programs that we've been doing since 1999. We have over 50 awards and we've done over 700 events. But anyway, then June 6th, it's gonna be jazz. That's the Jazz Fest. It's from 3 to 7. And we're going to have jazz at the inside the Contours Auditorium. Snacks and refreshments will be at these events. And then July 18th, Latin takes over City Hall. DJ Raul's going to be there, baby. Free live performance and the best Latin artists in Vermont. Snacks and refreshments will be at this event. Now, I want this event to be free because in our sponsors, we got incredible sponsors for our attentively. It's the Burlington Police, South Burlington Police, Burlington Police, Vermont City Council, Burlington Fire Department, and some other. Vermont State Police is a part of the sponsors who need to pay for this event. And because they the ones, they really need to show people that they are people too. They we want to give something back to the people who we serve. And you deserve it. They need to pay for it, and you need to come for free. All these events are going to have food and refreshment, and we're going to have swag there. We're going to have all kinds of stuff. It's going to be the best. And for everybody in the community who come out there, especially the ones who's economically challenged, living in the park, come in there. You know, it's going to be tight. You're going to see. Anyway, so I think that's it for right now. And so now, oh my God. So here's Kesha Ram Hinsdale. Is it all right to call you, put the Hinsdale in? Because normally it would be Kesha Ram. Do you go by all three, your real name?
I do go by all three
Yeah,
for
you
the
should.
most part. Yeah, but you know, people can just call me Kesha too. That's fine.
Yeah. I know, but you know, we're talking the show.
That's right.
And so, another question: is it all right to, you know? I'm gonna have to talk to my 5 attorneys and shit, but is it okay to tell, you know, to say that you love that I love my state senator? Is that okay to say?
I think that's okay to say.
I love my state senator.
You know, you should love the people who serve you in government, hopefully. Then I appreciate that. Love you too.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I gotta go. I gotta get hooked up. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. You know, we've known each other for so long. And,
That's right.
you know,
It's been about 20 years. I
oh,
mean,
God, it's right.
gosh.
Wow, 20 years now.
Yeah.
Wow. So,
Do you still have your mic?
I think so. Oh, yeah.
I see it. I see it. It's
Yeah,
there.
so
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
about 20 years. And so, wow, you know, I remember, I was going down memory lane. Is that
Yeah.
when, like, you know, you were just fresh out of UVM, you know, coming out of there, and you like, you wanted to make a difference. All your political structure at UVM was like meaningful, obviously, you know, because, and you saw it, you had aspiration, you know, you saw things that should be helped change, you know, and you didn't like it, you know, and so you like put yourself together and like, shit, something's got to be done about it. We had to make things better. We had to listen to the people who we serve and figure out what it is.
That's right.
How can I make a difference in helping make this incredible change in what you've done up there around UVM, up top there. And so, wow, so I've seen all that, and I was trying to help out somewhere back that time, you know, in the best of ways I could. I can't remember everything, but I know I supported you because that was smart. I mean, to me, it was smart anyways, you know, that you should do that. Somebody should do it. That's like, when I put on these free events, somebody should do it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why not? And love it.
Well, the good news about Vermont is that when you speak up, people hand you a microphone. You know, when you feel like you have something to contribute, people give you a platform to try and make a difference. And there's no better learning environment. So I just talked to Middlebury students this morning and said, you know, I'm trying to create an environment where you feel like you can take risks and speak up and change things. So, you know, we both are kindred spirits in that we just want young people to know that they're not the future, they're the present.
Right, exactly. And like, I'm telling you, like, you know, I worked with Bernie since he was like congressman or mayor, almost mayor. I think I came in right before he popped out of the mayor. I got in Vermont '89. But you and Bernie are like, you know, when Kesha say, I talked to Bruce in Burlington about that his taxes is high and that he need, you know, the taxes is high and that, you know, he can't afford to live in the neighborhood no more. They don't keep the upstreet, whatever the situation.
Yeah.
When you tell that story to people in Washington, whatever, do you mean that shit? You know, it's no joke. You actually talked to the person and got that information from, you know, and so that's what I love. I know this for a fact because I've seen you do it on them. I know many people see you talk to people and ask them what their concerns are and how can you help them, what their ideas are to get better. It's what you do. That's how you do.
That's what leadership should be, you know, is making people feel like their story matters, that them telling you matters, and that you're going to do something about it.
Yeah.
And remember what problems we're trying to solve for people.
Yeah,
I think maybe similar to Bernie in some ways, I can look like I just don't have time for this nonsense because
right,
we
exactly.
have real work to do for people who are
doubt
struggling.
about it. I know you, and you're right on it. You don't mess around, you know. So, Jesus Christ, you got a lot going on. So, but let's talk about you had a little trip. Were you in Washington?
I did go to Washington
with Peter,
in the last couple
Peter
of months.
Welch,
That's right.
Senator Peter Welch.
Yes. So I was on a visit with the Council on Foreign Relations, doing a briefing with them, and it was the day that we were going to see some decision around restoring SNAP benefits for families. So there was, as people may remember, it feels like ancient history, even though it was just 2 months ago.
Yeah.
You know, the government was shut down. People feeling a lot of pain with the government shutdown. And, certainly Senator Welch was right there in an unenviable position of seeing if there was any way to find common ground, reopen the government, save people's health care subsidies. It didn't feel like good news at the time. We're trying to see right now if there's some good news for the people about the health care subsidies being restored for middle-class families. So, we'll see. The federal government is extremely unpredictable right now, and it's not any easier to grasp up close. There is just a lot of chaos, and states are generally, I think, where people will hopefully continue to find a sense of calm and relief and stability. That's my goal, anyway, in the state government.
I know. Kesha for U.S. president, baby. Kesha for U.S. president.
Let's keep working on Vermont. We have plenty to do here.
Well, you know what? Everybody need to be on the same page. I mean, what you do in Vermont need to go be like, don't stay in Vermont.
That's right.
That. It goes around the world.
That's right.
That's right. So, and that's how you are. You're worldwide. No, you really are. You really are. I'm not even trying to blow your blah, 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 no, but you really are. Like, you work with things that you do for people, like students who are maybe from another country, or their friends might be from another country, and they get to hear about what Kesha, our state senator is saying. They learn something too from another country.
Yeah.
So what you do for us, other people from other countries get it, is part of it. So just know that what you say and what you do is not just Vermont. So.
Well,
it's true.
And hopefully we keep the American dream alive, which is that you can, come from anywhere in the world, and with enough hard work and good fortune, you can make it here. You can have a life here. That's what my father did, coming from India once upon a time, met my mother, who was from Illinois. And, it just, I worry right now about the country and people of any background's ability to put a marker in the ground for the American dream, to have a house that they can afford, a family, be able to walk their kids to school. That's what we're protecting here in Vermont in many ways, and we don't know how precious it is until we might lose it.
True. Thank God for your mother, because I'm from Chicago. I'm from Chicago, Illinois myself.
And now my mother lives here in Vermont, in South Burlington, and she
I gotta
loves
meet her.
it.
I definitely gotta meet her. That's a big difference for her, still for me. And I've been here since '89. And still, I fly home every chance I get. She's gonna be doing the same probably.
Well, you and I will go to the Obama Presidential Library when it opens.
That's
soon.
right in my neighborhood in Hyde Park.
My grandmother went to Hyde Park High School across the street from the library.
We talked about this before. Yeah, we're gonna go there.
That's right.
I'm gonna bug you, make sure I'm on that plane or whatever I got to do.
That's right. I'm
gonna remind you, it's coming up.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know if we'll be in session, but at some point this year, I would like to get to the library, and I'll let you know. We'll get some tickets. We need to go see.
Damn right.
We need a little bit of hope.
I was hanging out in those parks before the Obama libraries come on. You know what? Those parks are some beautiful, but there's some high risk. A lot of high risk risks go in those parks.
I think. And
that's another good reason why they.
The more people that are down there, the less behavior happens in the shadows. Yeah. So
no, I believe it's going to go good. It's going to be like anything else in America. And Chicago's not no different from any metropolitan area with a risky situation, high risk. Economic challenges.
No, but it's such a strong community. No, they're doing great work. You can't not fall in love with Chicago.
I know. Hyde Park, baby. I'm from Hyde Park.
That's right. So is my family. I am. Yeah.
That's my block. That's the block I'm on.
That's right.
The Planetarium Museum of Science and History, is right there.
Incredible
Museum of Natural History is right there. It's all right there around the Obama Library.
That's right.
Aquarium is on the corner, popping out. We live right here, and around South Shore Drive, and that's what I love about Chicago. You got South Shore Drive, South Shore Drive, North Shore Drive. Just go all around. Then the Chicago River cuts through the middle.
That's
you
right.
Get up. Yeah, I love it, man.
Beautiful.
I know people got to go there. Your mother, I see, she got both worlds. That's what I thought. Like, that's why I stayed here so long, because I always fly home. Visit all my people, my alumni, and just. My family, my daughter lives in Chicago.
At least there's still direct flights from Burlington to Chicago.
What is it? What is it? Not AA. It's the other one.
United.
I think it's United.
Yes, that's their hub.
Finally, they was doing it for a while. Then American Airlines was doing it for a little bit, but I don't know what happened.
I don't know. But O'Hare going strong.
Yes, sir. See, you got me dreaming now. Like, I need to get to the Taste of Chicago.
Oh.
Also, we should go in June or whenever that is. That'd be a good time.
We'll be right here. And you made me think about an update that I think your viewers will appreciate. Right around that same time, maybe around Juneteenth, we will be unveiling the first portrait in the State House of a Black woman who's also from Chicago.
Really?
Luvenia Dorsey Bright was the first woman of color to serve in the legislature, 1988, out of South Burlington. And she was an education champion, real champion for the kids because she was an educator. Her son Bill Bright, basketball star at UVM, still very involved. Her daughter Rebecca, they both just came so we could meet the portraitist who's doing the portrait of Miss Bright.
Nice.
And her name's Ayanna Ross. She's from Florida, and she kind of stumbled into a version of Americana portrait work that reminds a lot of people of Norman Rockwell. So the connections to Vermont are endless.
Nice.
And we will, by late spring, early summer, have the first portrait of a woman of color hanging in the main hall in the State House.
Wow.
So people should stay tuned for that as well.
No doubt about it. I want to be there on the unveiling. When is that going to be?
We will set a date, but you made me think like right around Juneteenth makes sense because we get so busy in the State House in May. I don't want it to get overshadowed by our activity.
Juneteenth is perfect. I know last year I won a Juneteenth award. From the mayor gave me a big award.
Oh, great. Yes.
I mean,
congratulations.
I think that, I was a good deal. Usually I don't win anymore. I'm probably won like 8 out of my organization, but it's all right.
Okay.
But we won over 80, over 50 awards.
That's right.
Yeah. So we, a lot of people who are part of my youth advisory, we won. But I don't care if I get an event or not. I just want my events
to be. If there's a Juneteenth award in Burlington, Bruce Wilson should be getting that award.
Yeah,
so.
well, I got it. So the thing about it too, I just wanted, I don't think about awards when somebody say, "Oh, give me the award." I'm like, "Oh shit," you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of weird. It kind of feel kind of weird,
it's
but
for the kids.
But everything I do is for people I serve. It's not about an award. Just to make sure that person who's on my team, like an intern, or get the award for doing the work that they done. Like my director, our director, Alondra de la Criesta, give her all the. She's our curator. She's it's Alondra, man. Couldn't do it without her. She called everyone. When I first met her, she's like, "Just call me Allie," I was like, what, a name like Alondra?
That's right. That's a great name. They listen to the way you said that too.
Call Allie, and I have never have.
Yeah.
And one day this guy came in our art gallery in the University Mall, and he threw a $5 donation in the bucket, donation bucket that Alondra put. And he said, "Wow, that's a great idea to have a donation bucket."
Yeah.
I said, "Yeah." I said, my art director and curator, Alondra de la Criesta, put that up. He said, "Alondra de la Criesta?" He said, "Yeah." He said he took his $5, he threw a 20 in it. He said, with a name like that, I'm gonna have to. So I told her that. I told Alondra that. I said, Alondra,
You're going places.
And she's like, "What my damn 20?" And I'm like, my perfect. It's so funny, But that's why I told her, "Don't short yourself for no Allie."
Yeah.
And I told her that she's been my art director for probably like 6 years now.
Oh, well, you find a lot of talented people who haven't really, been tapped, haven't been picked for something, don't have a fancy title, haven't gotten an award, and you give them a platform to do some really amazing things.
I'm so happy for her because she went to, I think, Press Institute. She got a master's or something in art. So she's already the smartest person you want to meet with doing art and art curating. Because we curate all our art, the electrical boxes and all the murals you see everywhere. We when they something happen, we go out and fix them immediately. We don't mess around.
That's right.
And normally nobody mess with our murals.
I agree. Yeah.
So, but they're
already art.
That's right.
Don't need to
a code of ethics is that it's a code of ethics that graffiti and artists are banned. They don't bomb the wall. They don't bomb the wall when they see a mural, but if you don't have a mural on the wall, then they're gonna put that tag or they're gonna put something up there.
Right.
But for our mural, it's been around so long, and that I think people recognize that ASW on the Art So Wonderful, and that they recognize that we're people who give opportunities to people like them to come showcase their talent in public spaces, and we supply all the paint.
Well, and I appreciate that you get out around the state, and I don't know if you're doing anything in Rutland anytime soon, but I just went to their alternative high school to visit, and they have a really lovely graffiti wall. that even the there's spray paint cans, so even the public can
go do something.
participate. So you should go see that. I know
Yeah,
you've
I know.
gotten around the state
Yeah.
to where kids need you, and
Yeah, we work with Castleton
stuff
University
happening.
Art Department, and I have we had at the Diamond Mall. We had a youth. You was
That's
there.
right, exactly. I
You
was
were
there.
there.
I was there. So I'm just saying, you know, Rutland.
And I love Rutland.
keeping the spirit alive.
And then
It
we
is,
help.
yeah.
You should go with me one day. I don't know if you go there, or I got to go there myself. It's Project Vision. You know.
Yes,
I'm
absolutely.
one of the founder members
I
of
know.
that.
Yeah.
So we need to go there and see
The
what's
people
going on.
who are listening might not know what Project Vision.
Well, Project Vision is a conglomerate of many people, like from social welfare, from legislator, from law enforcement, from places like the Dismiss House, you know, for people can live in Mandela House and Sanctuary House, where individuals come out from the community, from jails, can come to places to live there and get education around drugs and alcohol, tobacco. And the whole goal when we created it was to try to help out in the communities, where we can make things better as a conglomerate of different types of organizations working together. So
I think there's just a really important philosophy with some of these community organizations that have been extremely successful, which is that, you know, you can't take your eye off of the shared problem diagnosis. Like, you have to align the entire community around what problems are we trying to solve before you jump to solutions, because people will come with solutions that start to get invested in that feel really separate from the original problem that we were trying to solve. And Rutland has just not taken its eye off of, you know, those most left behind, the kids who really need support. And, you know, just continuing to look at metrics that reduce crime, reduce substance use. They've been extremely successful.
yeah, they have been. You know, it's been a tough road. You know, they still have need a lot of help. You know, they still haven't got rid of the name Vegas yet. But
my husband says that too. You know, but we took the kids around Christmas to the Paramount Theater
nice.
to see Jan Brett present she has a new Christmas book.
I love it.
And we went to the Hoppin' Moose afterwards.
right across
and
the street.
my daughter now will wake up in the middle of the night saying, like, I want to go visit Rutland. I mean, you know, it's
Hoppin'
a
Moose got
special
some good
place.
pizza,
It's
boy.
a special place. Everywhere in Vermont has beautiful bones, you know, has a history of people who care about it, and just needs to be restored.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Because I think it's Merchants Road. It's kind of blighted now. You know, it's been blighted for years, and you know, a lot of business. My friend Mark Foley owns a lot of stuff down there, but it should be you know Mark Foley. You know him?
Yeah, I know Mark. Yeah. A lot of people, like folks in Rutland, who hold the community together, who hold institutions together as best they can. Mark Foley's absolutely one of those.
Yeah, he's
folks.
one of the ones, but you know, holding downtown together. But the thing is that God, we got to figure out how to get people down in downtown Rutland to do business. I don't understand. It's like, I don't get it. You know, I remember when we were doing business down there. I remember when they had some stuff down there, the radio station down there. Boys, I don't know if the Boys and Girls still there, and they had a lot of things. Then Green Mountain Power took over some. You know, they did some stuff,
right.
so they made it more. You know, they helped out. You know. Try to unblight the place. You know, it was blighted down there.
You know, I will always look for an opportunity to talk about housing and economic growth, because all of our communities are actually suffering from, in many ways, a lower population than they had at their peak sometime 50 to 100 years ago, right? So if you ask Kevin Chu from the Vermont Futures Project, if every town was at their population peak, we'd have 800,000 people in Vermont. Places like Rutland faced pretty big exodus, and they have a lot of historic buildings that never got kept up. And we need to attack our housing crisis with everything we have. I mean, when we advanced our new infrastructure program, the $2 billion for infrastructure called CHIP, Community Housing Investment Program, we did the announcement with the governor in Fairhaven, right outside Rutland, because it's a little bit of a piece of the American dream for people to have a home and to own a home. And we did the press conference and the bill signing on an old racetrack that is abandoned. That's right next to some infrastructure, but it needs the infrastructure to support 50 homes.
He loved that.
Yeah, right.
He brings one of his cars out there on that one.
It needs to be housing now. So, I think our demographics and our economics are the key to solving a lot of other problems in the state.
And then years ago, we had a youth center right around the Fairhaven Park called Loft 89.
That's right.
And then
Yeah.
Loft 89, and so that Fairhaven Park is incredible. You know, and you got all these mansions all around, marble mansions all around it. And Fairhaven, then they have they also the high school called the Slaters, called the Slate
Yes, that's
quarries
right.
and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So I love Fairhaven. When you say that, that makes me reminds me of all the things the youth have fun, and we recruited youth from the high school and the middle school to be on our youth advisory board.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you came to that one, but Fairhaven, Loft 89.
I remember it. Yeah. We just need the people back.
Yeah.
We need the kids back. We need to make it easier to live here
I talked to
and
one
raise
of
a
my
family.
people who was on my youth board there, Shannon. She's like, they have nothing there, the youth, so we
Yeah.
got to make sure that happens. So that's what made me sad about a lot of these places. So, the housing. So God, how many committees you work on? We got like 6 minutes. How many committees you work on?
Right now, I'm on Senate Economic Development and Senate Education, and I've served on all kinds of different committees: Senate Finance, the environmental committees, you name it. But I think there's a lot of synergy between the two committees that I'm on right now, and I think again related to the work you do. I've done 3 years of really strong housing bills. I'm not taking my eye off of that. There's some fixes that we need to make to those bills. But I think the other half of the economic equation that we really need to solve is career technical education. And did I say education? I meant economy. There's housing, and there's not losing the folks that we already have here to not having a dream and a plan.
Right? I know. One thing I think I don't know the numbers, I don't know the metrics or whatever, but it seemed like one of our biggest goals is to keep the college students in Vermont.
Well,
so
yes,
I don't know how
but
that's working. You probably
it's
know.
a yes but I'm going to say but because I feel like I've been part of that generation that was told you failed if you don't go to a 4-year college, right? And so Vermont, what we know right now is that 40% of our high school graduates are going to go on to 2 or 4-year college. That's not a failure. What it means is that we need to make sure the other 60% have what they need to be successful. You don't need a 2 or 4-year degree to be successful in all of the jobs we have out there.
Sure.
You need your journeyman's license,
Yeah, exactly.
or you need to get into the nursing pipeline.
Right. Or Youth Build Burlington or something like that.
Exactly. So we need to let go of the idea that that is a metric of failure. That's a metric that we need to create a K through 12 system that also supports the 60% of kids who are not going on to a 2 or 4-year college degree. They're going to get a certificate. They're going to be an apprentice. They're going to take over their family business. Whatever it is, they need to be given the tools to be successful as well.
A journeyman carpenter, they make more than a damn scientist.
Right.
A damn
That's right.
scientist
and
almost.
you cannot replace them with artificial intelligence
can't.
at this time and place.
I don't see how you'll do it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
Recycling individuals who run down there to your back alleyways and picking up all the recyclable stuff. People they got a lot of money. They make a lot more money than a lot of occupations. Damn.
We have to take the stigma away from this.
Whatever, they're not mad. They got a union. They got a union. They got probably got a union. They got
Absolutely.
They're making economic plan. Got maybe a 401k plan.
Right.
Through their company like Casella or Myers.
Yeah, but they shouldn't have to fight for their own future.
That's right.
So that's what I'm working on right now, is trying to get the economic development and education committees together, because otherwise a lot of kids are falling through the cracks in a system that wasn't designed for them.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true. So you've seen a lot of different changes, when it comes to education, come to youth, families, and community, because you've been there, done it, and so. I don't know how much better we got in any of those areas, but what would you think?
So the thing is, in spite of a lot of forces pushing back, our schools are great. We just were named #1 in special education. You hear that from parents, and the metrics aren't necessarily about how our agency of education is doing, because they've continued to kind of become hollowed out and less and less effective, frankly, but our schools continue to be leaders and do it for a relatively low cost. That's what I want us to remember. I just got to the Senate Education Committee, and I've heard for years that we're spending too much and we're getting too little. But you have to remember, it costs more per pupil to do preschool and infant care. It costs more to send them to college. So our K through 12 system is pretty efficient for all of the work they have to do for our kids' mental health, for their family health and well-being. We're asking a lot of our schools, and they're rising to the occasion. We have a really good education system, and I think Vermonters know that. So as they're asking for lower property taxes, they don't want it to come at the expense of the quality of the school they love and care about.
No, I know Wilmer Chavareri.
Yes, Wilmer Echeverria, yeah.
He was on my show a couple months ago, and he was just talking about how much better Winooski school district has gotten.
Listen, even if he says how much better, when I was a young legislator and I gave their graduation speech and I would go visit Winooski, they have always been doing amazing work with kids who are learning how to grapple with a new culture and so many changes. I just think we have so many assets that we don't celebrate enough. And we hear people that they want lower property taxes and they want great schools. That's, a small Venn diagram in the middle, but we are going to work on that with everything we've got.
Yeah, good. Well, so they told me it's catching up. It's time to wrap up a little. But can you tell me, can you talk about a little bit some which lessons you might want to mention that we should, everybody who's our listeners can follow through or help out or whatever you want to say.
So I have 3 major priorities this session. They all, to me, are under the umbrella of affordability, cost of living, getting robust demographics here so we can have families that are thriving. I talked about housing. I talked about career technical education. The third one is not one I set out to make a priority, but it's one that we can't ignore because Vermont has always had a very craft-oriented economy. And our latest craft industry that needs our support is craft cannabis. We have a federal administration that's probably going to start to deschedule cannabis. I don't think people expected that.
What's that mean? Deschedule?
Take it out of the realm of, cocaine and put it more in the realm of Tylenol, right? I mean, it is, we treat it like a substance that needs to be regulated and controlled, but is not at the level of harm that we've put it at as a Schedule 1 drug, for a long time in this country. So if we decriminalize cannabis at the federal level, what we should be doing in Vermont is putting our craft rural producers at the front of the line. And what we need to do is create a coherent market for them in Vermont. So I think there are just a lot of forces that are saying to us, we can't wait and play catch up with an industry that Vermont has been a leader in since long before it was legal. And so that is another focus of mine on the Economic Development Committee is it's time to create a coherent market and not treat this like an illegal substance. We legalized it, and now our producers are hiring people at great wages in rural places. They're revitalizing farms, and we need to show that we believe in them as an industry and as, frankly, a medical tool that a lot of people do already access.
Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. I mean, I remember they used to say that Vermont had the best weed in the damn country.
You say it. I have 2 small children, so I could not tell you from personal experience.
I don't mind saying it at all. This is straight talk. This is straight talk.
It's straight talk, and that is real. Vermont has a very good reputation for its craft industries, craft beer, craft spirits. So let's continue that with cannabis and be proud of what we produce.
No doubt about it. Well, ma'am, always so happy to have you around on our show and this in the community and just doing all the work you do and have those 2. Well, let's get 1 minute to talk about those wonderful Mira and
Mira and Wesley, my kids.
Let's talk about them for 1 minute.
So I have a 2.5-year-old daughter and a 16-month-old son. And I feel like the luckiest person in the world because I get to make a difference in Montpelier and be home for bedtime.
No doubt about it.
The dream.
I remember, I don't know if it was the last cable show you was on, but I remember one cable show, Mira was just born. She was an infant.
She was there in the stroller.
She was in the stroller, right
cut
there.
to that clip, you know.
I know, I love it. I was like, whoa, check that out, Mira.
I would have brought them, but, you know, they're battling colds.
Oh,
Everybody's
God.
sick. Stay healthy, folks. This
Yeah.
is a tough time.
Yeah.
Just health-wise.
Yeah, health-wise, you know, then the weather is like, it's not, it's
bitter
freezing
cold.
freezing one day and it's snowing and hell like one day it's raining, you know, and then so you it's hard to keep up with that.
It is.
So that's enough right there to get you. That'll get you under.
Right. So I mean, that's the thing. Stay healthy, but if you get sick, which is almost inevitable right now, take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Slow down.
No doubt.
Don't run yourself into the ground.
No doubt about it.
It's a hard time for people.
Yeah. Well, State Senator Kesha Ram, thank you,
Bruce.
Hinsdale. Thank you for joining our show again.
Absolutely,
I always love to see you.
Thank you for everything you do in the community, Bruce.
Oh, well, you know, I couldn't do all this stuff without you, you know, so people like you.
Thank
you.
you.
know how that was. Thank you so much.
Ooh.
We got something coming up
Probably
anyway.
messing up the mics.
You know
So
what? I think we got something coming up anyway. So, everybody, thank you for tuning in to Straight Talk Vermont Show. You know, I'll see you next time.